I just want to you had another moonlighting question here. Yes, sir?
Yeah. I want to know if Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis really despise each other off the screen.
No, they don't despise each other, but Sybil Shepherd is a perfectionist and a much better actress, as people now know, than they ever really thought she was. She works terribly hard. Eva Marie Saint, who was playing her mother, I believe, in a couple of the episodes, said she never saw an actress work harder than Sybil Shepherd does. Bruce Willis is a method actor. I think he thinks of himself in the Brando school. As a result, there has to be certain conflicts between them. That's just like Bogart acting with Hepburn. It's just two good actors, but who work differently. Any disputes they have are just to get it better. And personally, they like each other just fine.
Do you think in the line of sexy scenes that one took the cake? I mean, that was really the hottest scene on TV?
Everything about it was done beautifully. The fur throw, the glass table. When you look at, if you have it on tape, they have used every textural thing in that perfectly. It was choreographed beautifully. It was a very sensual scene, and sensual is better than outright sexy. It was perfect.
Oh, any, it doesn't matter. Knots Landing is fine. Here, stand up. Was yours about Knots Landing, too? No. What was yours about?
I wanted to know what happened to Laura, why they wrote her off the show.
We have some pictures of Knots Landing, too, yeah.
Constance McCashin is one of the world's great actresses, and I think that William Devane should be up for an Emmy for the sequence that's been going on for the last couple of weeks, and that will culminate when we find out that Laura died this week on Friday night, on the Thursday.
I've been crying for 3 weeks.
How long have you been watching that show?
When you look at that marriage, when you look at their marriage, it could only be good. There is something in daytime and nighttime soaps that says happily ever after means you're off the show. They didn't want both of them off the show. They decided her character was more expendable than his, so the only way that you could hurt this kind of a marriage was to have her die. It's unfortunate. It was cost largely, I think.
Try to help us understand why you've watched this religiously since it started. What is it about this particular show?
Each of the characters have their own thing that I just really like. I love Kevin Dobson, and I love Greg Sumner, and it's just...
Devane, do you like Devane?
Yeah,
oh,
I always did. I've liked him in other...
You know, there were no nominations from primetime soaps last year for Emmys. I hope that's corrected this year, particularly with him. Knots Landing is an unusual show, and the people that watch that quite often don't watch any other primetime soaps. It gets its own audience of people who like the fact that the story always comes out of the characters. It's never brought in from Moldavia.
And your Knots Landing question is?
Yes. Will Val and Bobby finally get together again this year?
And Bobby?
I mean, Val and Gary.
Val and Gary will probably get together this year, but not permanently, because when they get together permanently, the story is definitely over. We're going to see Val, well, she's already started to upscale herself. She bought herself a Porsche. We also know that it is very unlikely that Jill and Gary are going to get married, but it would be nice to see Abby get back in there, particularly once we know more about Abby, because the Michael York's character is going to show us the history of Abby. We already know why she's the way she is, 17 or 18 years old, and he ditches her to marry somebody with money. No wonder she's graspy and grubby. This is just the way they used Michelle Phillips last year to show us about the men of Knots Landing.
You two are girlfriends, right?
Right.
Now, did you share conversations about TV shows?
Definitely.
Every week. Every week we go through the entire show.
And this is long distance, because I live in Florida, and I call her if I miss an episode, and she'll fill me in on what I missed.
You came up from Florida to see Bryna?
Absolutely.
So you call each other long distance to get... You call yourself during the shows, during commercial breaks?
Usually after.
After the show.
Right after at 11.
Every night after that show. Do you share any other shows that you like to watch together, or is that it?
Dallas.
Dallas, yes.
What-
Knots Landing.
We used to do Dynasty, but I'm getting bored with Dynasty.
What does your husband think about your calling down to Florida to get into this?
He doesn't mind. You know, he knows the writer of Lorimar, so sometimes he tries to find out for me what's happened before it's really happened, and they will not, you know.
Jeez, what?
You know, Richard,
He'll
you
fill me
just
in
got
on it.
right to the heart. You just got right to the heart of what soap opera's all about. 20, 50 years ago, people and their friends lived pretty much in the same area all their lives. These days, your parents could be in one part of the country, your children in another, your friends in a third. And soap opera, day and night, is sort of like an imitation family to fill in a void, and then you call the real relations and friends to get their reactions on it. It's like living through another medium.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you.